If I hear this question again, Harrison, what kind of content should I make and what kind of content would my audience want to see? I am not going to have any hair left. I'm going to be covering the exact process, tools, tips, tricks, all of that, so you literally never run out of content ideas. My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs grow. That's sales training, marketing, even some business operations in there. Before I get into today's video, I do have to mention very quickly, there are a ton of super helpful links down in the video description, or if you're listening on the podcast format, you can go down in the video description, or better yet, the podcast description there and grab those links. There are tons of super helpful links. I do try to switch them up on a fairly regular basis so you don't get the same stuff, although I do keep my favorite ones in there all of the time. So let's talk about making content, because a lot of people, for whatever reason, just are not making content, and I get it. You don't know where to start. You don't know what kind of content to make, and I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that was totally normal. That's pretty common. Even I, who make 5 videos a week, run into that exact same problem. But I think it's about time I break out all my tips and tricks. So the first thing that you have to fully do is understand your audience. Now I'm going to share my screen really quickly, and we're going to jump into, if you go to growth-generators.com/resources, you scroll down, you'll actually be able to find the buyer persona template. You can go to grab the buyer persona template. Now, the reason the buyer persona template is so important is because it's basically your cheat code when it comes to building and going after the right type of person. I'm going to share my screen again here just to give you a quick idea of what it looks like. First name, last name, the age, where they're located, the job title, because believe it or not, depending on the industry that you're going into or the industry you're targeting, everybody's going to be a little different. You have to kind of know who you're going after, because that is going to dramatically help you figure out where and what kind of content to actually make. I cannot stress it enough, because if you don't know who that is, what they're actually interested, what would catch their attention, you might just be making content and getting no attention. I can promise you that's the case, because that's exactly what happened to me when I first started my business and I knew nothing about it. When you go to make content, it is incredibly important to know who you are actually targeting, and then to take it one step further, the pain points that they currently are having, right? Obviously, they're all going to be technology related, but a lot of times it's emotional. It could also be operational. As we are managed service providers, we also do solutions, and we very much so tend to forget that we are managed solutions providers as well when it comes to this kind of stuff. Now, you have to start doing some research on industry trends. There's really no other way to get around that. Now, one of my absolute favorite tools here, and I'm going to share my screen here in a second, but one of my favorite tools is Google Trends. Now, you can use Google Trends for a ton of different areas. You can use it as far as going and finding topics. You can start to search topics. Hey, maybe you're going after, I don't know, let's go manufacturing, and let's just see what's in there, because it's a huge potential sale, right? It seems to be pretty consistent across the board, right? Maybe a little bit of a drop down come summertime, and let's see what we're looking at over the past 5 years in manufacturing. So okay, a slow trend down. Obviously, Christmas, it dips. Summertime, it dips, especially the business world. But that's good. This will start to show you. And then we have related topics, right? Succeeding, important, finished. This is all important. And you're going to go through it. Manufacturing or warehouse jobs. COVID vaccine manufacturing. I don't know if I should say that for the algorithm, but hey, we're saying it. Transportation or logistic jobs, right? These are all certain things that people are actually searching. Now, another tool I absolutely love is going to be explodingtopics.com. Now, this is another one you can subscribe to this, but fractional CTO, Chief Technology Officer, is exploding at the time of making this, and it's only going up. This is fantastic news for MSPs. You have Typebot. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. You can actually see, hey, what's positive, what's negative, how's it trending, how aggressive it is. They do a pretty great job at laying that out. But understanding industry trends is just tremendously important. I actually just heard about these Loop earplugs literally the other day. But not only is it that, you have to start thinking about where are these people hanging out, right? There's a way that people are consuming information, whether that's the manufacturing world, that could be anything that we were just talking about, fractional CTO, and you want to fully get immersed. I think a lot of people are hesitant to get immersed. Start going into Reddit forums or online forums, maybe even attend a couple industry events, which I cannot tell you is one of my biggest golden nuggets that I just gave you right there. Attending industry events is huge because they're going to talk about what's going on, what's cutting edge. I'm literally going to an industry event next week and I'm going to be just a sponge learning as much as I can. I'm going to do my best to video while I am there, but that's it, full immersion in there is tremendous because the more you know about your customer, the more you understand what's trending and leveraging, Google Trends and seeing what people are actually searching, sales or retail jobs, warehouse jobs. Yes, you might be making MSP content, but there's so many different areas that you could talk about. Hey, how IT helps support warehouse jobs, right? Or how to leverage technology to make warehouse jobs safer. You can come up and get creative with all of these ideas and keep going. Admin or office jobs, manufactured homes. There are so many different little niches in the manufacturing world, but fully understanding that, I cannot stress it enough, is so crazy important as you go through this entire process. Another honestly incredible one to do, find out who your competitors are, especially the competitors that are going after your niche, which is why I always recommend a niche down. If you just say, hey, I'm an MSP today and I want to help every business around the area, you're going to look around and you're going to say, I can do business with everybody. But then your marketing, what you create, isn't going to resonate with them unless they are super gung-ho and they're like, I want to buy from somebody in my backyard. It's probably not going to happen. It could, but it's probably not going to happen. And that's okay. That's normal and to be expected as you go through this process. But there's ways to do better. There's ways that we can make things a little better when it comes to that kind of stuff and figuring out what we should actually create. So I'm going to share another program with you that I think is so slept on, and it is completely free. I'm not going to gatekeep it or anything like that, but if I share my screen here and we go through a software called Answer the Public. Now, Answer the Public, in my opinion, is tremendous. It's only going to help you come up with cool ideas of what you can actually create. Now, in this case, I'm making content for you guys who are MSPs, so I'm just going to type in MSP, and we're going to see what it shows up as. Now, you do get 3 free daily searches. You can make an account and you can get as many searches, I believe, as you want. But so there are 90,000 monthly searches in the United States for MSP. Awesome. So what about MSP? And we have this kind of mind map here that I really like. And you can see highly searched, average search, lowest search, and you can see who fixes MSP in India, who are MSP sports capital, who announces MSP. So I guess MSP must mean something. There's not just managed service provider out there, and that's totally fine. Which MSP terminal is international? MSP who decides? You have to do some homework in going through this. When MSP started in India, what MSP stands for? What MSP means? What MSP terminal is Alaska Airlines? I don't know what MSP stands for in that world. How MSP is calculated, I assume it's travel or something with India. Can MSP files be deleted? I don't know what that they're talking about, but maybe I have to go into it a little bit more, or maybe I have to search something different. Maybe IT support. And if I search IT support now, it's going to ask me for my information. Should give me IT support. Now it wants me to create a free account. Give me 1 second. And just like that, we have access to it. So now it's giving us more information. It's going to process the term IT support. Why is IT support important? What is IT support supposed to do, right? What is support specialist? What it support specialists do? I don't know. It's just giving me these I shouldn't say ridiculous, but maybe incomplete keywords that I should be going after. And as you zoom out, you'll see will, why, what, how, can, and then are. So can IT support work from home? Can IT support life? Or can, I assume that's can it support, but can support IT. Going through this process, 46 prepositions, without, with, to. And while, yes, this might not be like, hey, Harrison, give me the absolute fastest secret sauce, this is the process that I go through, that most creators actually go through when they are creating content. Now, I always ask you guys to do two things in almost every single video, or I try to remember. One, which I'd love for you to do right now. Like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Helps me tremendously. And honestly, the more likes and subscribers I get, the more encouraged I am to make videos. Not that I'm not already, but it really does mentally tremendously help me. Like, it is the best. Hey, get out there. You got to go make a video because the people need it. And I love that. The second thing I always ask you guys to do is comment. What did I miss in a video? What questions are you guys currently struggling with? Where can I help you guys the most? I try to always ask that question because you guys have some fantastic questions and I use some of those to make YouTube videos. So leveraging Answer the Public, leveraging Google Trends, leveraging exploding topics is just the starting point. But using these things on your head, they're called ears for those of you that are listening, use them. Your customers are going to ask you 1,000,001 questions. Well, how do I know I could trust you? Right. That's a great blog post. How to know if you can trust a MSP. Talk all about it. Trustworthiness, where you host your passwords, encryption, all of that kind of stuff. Maybe even mentioning that you guys have clean backgrounds, as crazy it might be in your specific niche. There are so many ways. Hey, what do you guys actually do with the data? Boom, blog post. Any single question that somebody asks you should go into your brain, or I love using my notes app whenever I'm out and about, anything like that. I write it all down and I review it. I have a notepad on my computer full of video ideas. That way I can come up with them. And then once you know what you're actually going to create or the topic that you're going to create about, figure out your creative outlet and try it for 30, 60, 90 days. If you don't really see any growth or attention that you're gaining, don't worry. First, keep going. Honestly, it took a long time for this YouTube channel to really grow into what it is today. And honestly, I'm super grateful for where it's come. And it's not because of, yes, it might be partially because of my hard work, but honestly, it's because of you guys. You guys are the reason that this channel and has become what it is. And it makes me truly super happy to be a part of that. But you have to go into it with that mindset of trying. I've written hundreds of blog posts across multiple websites. I have made tons of social media content, and somehow I landed up on YouTube as my outlet. I'm a better talker than I am a typer. And hey, you know what? Some of you guys might be a much better typer than you are a talker. Some of you guys might love 1 to 2 minute videos for TikTok or maybe even less. And some of you guys might say, hey, I want to hide my face, but I could absolutely talk for hours and hours and hours on a podcast. I promise you, your target clients will find you, they will absorb your content, and they will want to buy from you. But that is how you come up with different topic ideas, and that is how you figure out what kind of content and what platforms you should make it on. If you have questions, like always, leave them down below. If you've made it this far in the video, hit that like button, that subscribe button, and notification bell. I love the heck out of you guys as always, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.